meeting for April 23rd. And this is a special meeting. That's it. Who takes over?
I think you need to do roll call.
Doesn't have it on there. What?
A roll call?
Yeah, it's not on the deal. Is there any public discussion? You want to get up and say something sweet?
We're not done yet. You don't know.
Okay, with that, Kevin?
Both items are going to be handled by Spencer Schroen, who is in the engineering department. So I'll turn it over to Spencer.
Honorable members of the City Council. So this first item that we have concerns amendment number 3 to the subdivision improvement agreement with Lennar Homes for the Meadowood residential subdivision. That's the 88 home development west of Fulton Avenue. So the subdivision improvement agreement requires Lennar to complete all public infrastructure improvements before the city accepts the subdivision and homes can be sold. So amendment 3 makes two changes to this agreement. If you remember, amendment number 2 established a permit cap of 21 homes. Amendment number 3 would remove this cap entirely, allowing Lennar to pull permits for all 88 homes in the subdivision. This does carry some additional risk, but staff considers it very low as the improvements and punch list are nearly complete, and the core protection remains fully intact, being that no home can close and no property can transfer to any buyer until all improvements are accepted by the City Council. Secondly, it adds an indemnification provision. As Lennar intends to open model homes to the public, they are inviting people onto a project area the city has not yet formally accepted. This amendment requires Lennar to indemnify and hold the city harmless for any claims or liability arising from that public access. So with that being said, staff recommends the council to approve amendment number 3 to the subdivision improvement agreement.
Do we have any discussion?
So a couple questions. So they were limited to pulling 17 permits originally. Now they can pull all 88.
It was 21 permits.
21,
with the
okay.
4 model homes, yes.
Okay, but now they can pull all 88.
Yes, with this amendment, they would be able to.
Is that because you're trying to hit the market right, or you have a big demand, or what's the reason for pulling? I mean, you have the ability to pull them, but you're not going to pay for them all right away.
No, I mean, honestly, I think we're only pulling 6 more. We need to start this month, and that's based on our sales revenue bookings, how we project that. Before they end up accepting the site, which is going to happen mid-May, I anticipate we only need 6 more permits, but this was just part of, just in case something like goes astray or something like that. Yeah.
Well, and you don't want to have to sit there and say, how many do we pull? How many can we pull?
That's for our trades, right? We one thing that Lennar does when other builders slow down their start, we like to guarantee our trades that we continually start. It is truly one of the relationship builders that we have, and why we have such a trade-based relationship.
Well, it gets cheaper that way too. You don't have to call them back out.
It's beneficial on both sides.
Yeah. So tell me about this liability thing again. I mean, I understand the indemnity, but how strong is the indemnity? And even if we accept it and somebody trips and falls, they're going to come after the city anyway.
Yeah, I can speak to that, council member. So yeah, the indemnity is really just, technically until the city accepts the improvements, it's still private property. So, I mean, the liability would, ultimately fall with the property owner, which is Lennar at this point. But typically, somebody trips on a sidewalk, they think it's public property. And so the perception would be that, and so the city would be named in a lawsuit. And so even in that event, we're just kind of covering our bases to make sure that, in such an event, Lennar is agreeing to step in and defend us and release us from any sort of liability.
Yeah, no, I understand all that, and I agree with all that. So do they put any kind of bonds up or any kind of, or is it just a written indemnity?
It's a contractual indemnity.
How strong is Lennar?
We also do have bonds.
Well, you have the completion. Yeah, the completion bonds and all that stuff,
Yeah, there are bonds in place for, warranty and,
completion and everything else, okay.
But this would just be, there's been public on our property beforehand, right? It's hard to keep people off people, public has been on this property for a while. You do the same thing to, city attorney's point is if someone has tripped and falls, it is private property. Lennar is liable for that. So it's kind of a continuation of what's already been happening when you have, urban development or any private property.
All right.
Will trespass on.
And I would think you keep the really bad areas probably roped off anyway, right? If you got people coming to look at the home.
Fully
Okay.
compliant.
Okay, all
I
right.
actually like this better because we can control the public a little
Yeah,
bit more.
exactly.
The hard hats, same with this, we're actually
Yeah.
gating, we gate the area around the models to try to keep
Yeah.
them contained. All of those things, that is kind of regular business.
Yeah. No, I don't have any problem with any of this. I just wanted to ask the question. There's no issues there. Thank you.
I have a question, it's a completely different place. This gives them the ability to pull all 88 permits. Where does that fit in our rules about how many houses we're gonna build every year?
I can speak to that.
I figured you could.
Actually, so our I guess growth ordinance, actually allocates out 2.5% through development agreements, and up to 3% can be allocated in a given year. So that number of permits actually calculates out to about 150 permits.
Okay,
So they fall well within the.
it just seemed like a
growth
big
ordinance.
number, and it's been so long since we've dealt with that before that I didn't have that answer. I didn't know where that fit.
Yeah, so I think technically about 130 to 140 permits can get allocated out at the 2.5%, and then we do keep a small portion of permits for individual one-off lots here and there, and just kind of as a buffer. So
All right, thank you.
That's a good question. So let me ask you a question on top of that one. So 150, they can pull 88. But if somebody else, let's say there's several other builders that come in and they start pulling as well. If we're up to 150 pulled, they may not be able to pull all 88, correct? Or do you limit?
right, typically the number of permits that you're talking about are through development agreements. So the
Yeah,
development
oh, so you
agreements,
can
we
control
kind
it
of
that way.
actually look at development agreements and kind of, hey, you can pull 30 permits this year. In 2027 you can do
Right.
like 50. If we had a line of developers here, we would have to kind of balance that out. And if you missed your allocation window, you might have to get in the back of the line.
Right.
Right now, we don't have that problem, but it could happen at some point. So we're not really faced with that at this point, but that could be an issue at some point. And that's what development agreements are for.
But that's how you'll control the 150. But from your standpoint, how much are the permits? They're not cheap. Okay, so you're not gonna pull all 88 in. Yeah,
So they won't even all be done this year,
no.
right?
So,
Unless someone comes in and you sell every single home shockingly in 2 months, which honestly, that would be.
good luck.
Changer for everything, that we would not be looking to accelerate anything.
Question, have you established the prices yet?
Yes, base pricing went up on the web yesterday, starting about 650. So.
How big a house?
That would go to our lower one, about 2,000 square feet,
Okay, up to what price?
up to a little over 700.
And that's base, that's,
Base price, so it
if
would.
you want a kitchen sink, you gotta pay a little more?
No, so Lennar does what we call all inclusive, so we actually don't do options. So, everything that you go into the model is in your house. We don't model something that we don't do, you don't get to pick out, some people don't like that because they want more customized home. How we see it is that we're not coming in and trying to like upsell you on something. This is the home
Nice.
that we're selling to do all of the same, appliances. Everyone gets those really high-end appliances. Everyone gets that, and so it's all included. The only thing that doesn't come is washer and dryer, because people are very particular about their washer and dryer,
They are.
myself included. So
Can they pick the color of the paint inside?
I do believe that they can have a little bit more like that, but not backsplashes.
Okay,
things like
all
that,
right.
yeah.
So when are the models gonna be available?
They're available. They're
They're
ready. We're
open.
just waiting
I
for
mean,
the
they're not
approval.
open, they're done.
Well, I haven't want to step on the property because you're liable, right?
Yeah, but you're one of the few people that hasn't. This whole damn town's been out there.
If this is approved today, which I'm hoping that it does, we anticipate, having the web say that we are open this Saturday, and then we're having a grand opening, which I'll be sending to all of the staff on May 2nd.
May
So,
2nd, okay.
Yeah, so we would be opening to the press, to the public this weekend. That's more so for all of the people who are been waiting, and we can do private tours and do stuff like that, and then having a grand opening event, it'll have food, the balloons, like, it's actually a real grand opening, which is exciting. I'm bringing my kids to it because I want to show them, what I've been building and all that on May 2nd.
I've actually wanted to go over there, but I couldn't figure out how to get there.
Well, Fulton was a little bit of a crazy thing but that's open now. We will,
Okay.
and again, it's blocked off right now still, but as soon as we get approval here, we would go ahead and clear that off, and then easy peasy. I mean, it's 5 minutes. I was there 10 minutes ago.
I mean, when are you open?
When do we
What
open?
day, what hours?
Oh, I believe the hours are,
Are you open in like an hour?
10 to 6. I am happy to walk you through it if you want to come after this. I'm more than happy to walk you through
I do, but I have something to do in the back first. Okay, that's cool.
Wait till May 2nd.
No, I'll go then too. I want to see if there's a difference.
I'll be at the site until about, I need to leave like 2:45, 3 today.
I'll move, we approve the amendment number 3 to the improvement agreement.
Second,
With that, well,
We're gonna do voice votes. Mr. Zuber,
Yes.
Mr. Restuccia.
yes,
Mr. Euchre,
aye,
motion passes 3-0.
okay, so are we doing this? Okay, we're opening discussion on West Ripon Road overlay project, Knife River Construction. Who's got that?
Yeah, I'll take this one as well. So this project was identified as a priority by the council. West Ripon Road between Jacktone Road and South Highland Avenue, it actually extends to county lines, has experienced significant deterioration from age and heavy daily traffic. Staff issued a public bid in response to that direction. The project will restore the roadway through a 2-inch grind and overlay, deep lift asphalt reconstruction at locations where failure has occurred, and new thermoplastic restriping. So the bid was on April 1st. Staff reviewed all bids and found Consolidated Engineering, who was the lowest bidder, to be non-compliant with material terms of the invitation to bid. So their bid was disqualified. Knife River Construction is the lowest responsible bidder. Their bid came in at $342,852. So staff recommends that council awards the contract to Knife River Construction.
Question. Has not, it sounds familiar, but have they done work for us before?
Knife River has completed quite a few jobs for the city here. They actually did our most recent project, which was the Rapona area.
They did a good job on that.
They did. Knife River always
That's
does
my
a good
house.
job for us. Yes.
They did my house,
Oh, really?
did your house?
well, my street. Okay, anybody have any questions?
Is this gonna be north and south sides of the street?
It will be. It'll be full width of the road.
Because the north side is bad.
The north side is particularly bad, and that's where we'll be doing a majority of the deep lift repairs.
Okay.
Yes, it's terrible.
No.
That's good.
I'll move, what am I moving to do? Award the contract? I'll move that we award the contract as recommended by staff.
Second,
Aye,
Does that work, or do you want me to go each? Mr. Zuber,
Yes.
Mr. Restuccia,
yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Euchre. Motion passes 3-0.
with that, we're adjourned.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, those were easy.